Hi, this is Sweet June. How's everybody doing today? I'm doing great. Did start out as a nice sunny day. Now we got storm clouds. It rained a little bit. I was gonna go for a walk earlier, but the sun kept coming out. Then clouds came back. Then the sun. It kept going back and forth. So now it did rain a little bit earlier, and there's some storm clouds out now. So I know Alexis told me it was going to be thunderstorms, sunny with thunderstorms. So Lexus don't tell me a whole lot, but she will tell me about the weather. And she'll set my alarm for me. She will tell me about the weather though. So Alexis told me it was gonna be. You guys got Alexis? Alexis told me it was gonna be thunderstorms. So now we got storm clouds out there, and we did get a little rain. So I was gonna do a video outside, but now I'm not gonna go for my walk. But I didn't want to get caught in the rain. But that's Michigan. Michigan is probably not the only state, but in Michigan, we can literally have 4 seasons in one day. We can have fall, spring, summer, and fall. Fall, spring, summer, and winter all in one day. Yes, that's Michigan. We can literally have 4 seasons in one day. Now, when we get a day where it's warm and sunny all day, that's a good day here in Michigan. A good day. So around this time, it's back and forth. It's doing now what it should have been doing in April. We should have been getting most of the rain in April. But sometimes we don't get it like that. Sometimes it still be kind of cold and snowy in April. And so now we're getting the rain here in May. Go figure. Anyway, the leaves is coming in on the trees, so that's wonderful. I'm glad to see that. The leaves are coming in on the trees. I just love it when the leaves start coming in on the trees. And I looked out in my yard and I've seen these pretty purple flowers. There's some pretty purple flowers in my grass. How cool. I love flowers. Anyway, even the daffodils. I even like the daffodils. They're pretty. So, with that being said, I did a video topic on this when I'm getting ready to talk about a while back, but it's so far back I don't even remember when I did it. And some of my older topics I'm probably going to be revisiting and redoing because I did them so long ago you'd have to really search my videos to find them. Or the video didn't get a lot of hits when I did it to begin with. So some topics that I did before, I'm going to be revisiting. And I'm going to be redoing and updating the topics. Because some topics are relevant. No matter what year it is, no matter what month it is, the topics just stay relevant. So, anyway, I'm going to revisit this topic and I'm going to talk about when black people speak the truth. Why is it when black people speak the truth, the first thing want to come out of people's mouth is that we are racist? Like I said, I talked about this before, when I'm going to talk about it again. Now, I hear that Minister Louis Farrakhan, I heard that they allegedly banned him from Facebook, and now they're trying to get him off of Twitter. But they said something about the View was talking about it, I guess, the other day. And I guess they're talking about something about the freedom of speech laws and stuff like that. And it's interesting to me because I know there's certain YouTubers on here that they've said. I think Boyce Watkins, Boyce Watkins, he talks a lot about a lot of his MO is about empowering black people. When he does his videos, it's all about trying to empower our people. He tries to educate black people, and it's all about empowering our people, so we can get financially stable. So he try to teach us to be financial literacy, and he basically tries to empower our people, and he's trying to educate our people. That's all he is doing. But why is it when every time a black person wants to speak the truth, whether it's here on YouTube, Facebook, or wherever, we always get silenced? They always try to silence us. And they say it's hate speech. It's not hate speech. Speaking the truth is not hate speech. Hate speech is when you are bashing another race of people. You're saying you're speaking of violence towards another race of people. You speak of violence and you're bashing another race of people. And you're speaking of violence against another race of people. That's hate speech. That's hate speech. Hate speech is not when you're speaking the truth about what's going on in the system. That's not hate speech. When you speak the truth, it's not hate speech. It's just the same example as when Christians try to the Bible. I don't want to get into a whole lot of talk about homosexuality, but the Bible clearly states that homosexuality is an abomination, and it goes under the umbrella as immorality. It clearly states that in the Bible. A man, shouldn't lay with another man or whatever. It clearly states that in the Bible. And when Christians, regardless of what religion, try to point those scriptures out in the Bible about homosexuality, why is it that all of a sudden now we become homophobic? See, all of a sudden you when you speak the truth about, because homosexual goes under the umbrella of immorality, like fornication and adultery. It's detestable in Jehovah God's eyes. It's all of that is detestable to him. It's detestable, and so it all goes under the same umbrella. But when not just witnesses, but any religion across the board tries to point out scriptures that lets people know that it does in fact go under immorality. All of a sudden now you hate homosexuals. You're a homophobe. Why? Why I gotta hate a homosexual because I'm pointing out what the scripture says. It's not what our views are on it. It's not our views. But what are God's views on it? That's what we're pointing out. We're pointing out what God's views are on it. Not what we think about it. It doesn't matter what we think about it. Okay? Because we can't give you salvation, nor can we take it away. No man has the power to give someone salvation nor take it away. So our views doesn't matter. It's not what we think, but what are God's views on it? When we try to educate people, regardless of religion, of homosexuality, or if anybody tries to, any believer of the Bible tries to point out in the scripture where it talks about homosexuality being in a form of immorality, then you hate homosexuals or you're homophobe. No, I'm not. No, we're not. We're just pointing out to you what God's views are on it. Now you can take it or you can leave it. But when you're talking to someone and they accuse you of that, well, as of course what the Bible says, we do what the Bible says and we shake the dust off our feet. You shake the dust off your feet, keep it moving. Because you can't throw pearls onto swine, as they say. So you can't throw your pearls onto the swine, as they say. So you gotta shake the dust off your feet and keep it moving when they go to accusing you of that. Because it's the truth. It's the truth, I have a friend, he's kind of like a brother to me, because I've been knowing him since high school, and he's homosexual, and he doesn't want to hear what I have to say about it. But it's not. Whenever I do say something about it, I try to share God's views on it. Well, he doesn't want to hear it. So all you can do is shake the dust off your feet at that point. That's all you can do. I love everybody. I love everybody, and homosexuals are included in that. So it's not that we don't love you, but we're pointing out it's because we do love you that we want you to get the truth. People, if they're pointing out the truth of God's word to you, it's because they do love you. They do love you and they do want you to get the truth. You know? It's just the opposite. But people, they take it as, you know, because they don't want to hear it. And I think it all boils down to the fact that they don't want to hear it. If they don't want to hear it, then you're a homophobe. You hate homosexuals. Then they start throwing these accusations out at you. So it's the same principle. I wanted to, because reason why I brought that up is because it's the same principle with when black people speak out about racism. When we speak out about racism, we speak out about the injustices, the systematic racism in this country, and the injustices against black people in this country. When we speak about it and we speak the truth about it, they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. And because they don't want to hear it, then we're a racist all of a sudden. All of a sudden now we got to be a racist. Why we got to be a racist? Because we're speaking the truth. And I don't know about you guys, but I get really offended. I really get offended. I really get disturbed and I really get offended when they say that because this is how I take it. I don't know how you guys take it, but let me know if you agree with me in the comment section. When I hear that, like I'll read the blogs and black people, they be speaking the truth, and then the white people will come on and say, "Oh, you're a racist," as if they know as if they even know what racist is. In most cases, they don't even know what racist is, because let's face facts, they haven't really truly experienced racism. If you haven't really truly experienced something, then how do you know about it? Racism is more than just a feeling. It goes. I think I was telling somebody that at work. It goes a whole lot deeper than just a feeling. That means you're prejudiced. There's a difference between being prejudiced and racist. But that would be a whole nother video for me to break all that down. But what the problem that I have with that is, so you want me to suffer in silence. That's why I get upset about that. That's what really irks me. So you want me to suffer in silence. So you want me to keep being discriminated against, keep being treated like a second-class citizen, keep being you want our men to keep being killed and beat up by the police, and our women and our children being beat up by the police. You want me to keep dealing with systematic racism where I'm not making the same amount of money as my white counterparts. You want me to continue to suffer through systematic racism. You want us to continue to be beaten, killed by the police, unjustly arrested, illegal search and seizure. You want me to be discriminated against. You want me to keep going through discrimination when I go into the store. And I'm not saying this happens every time, because it doesn't. That I'm followed around because I'm automatically assumed that I'm a thief because I'm black. You want us to keep dealing with all these injustices and keep going through all these injustices, systematic racism and systematic injustice. You want us to keep going through all this stuff and just be silent about it. That's pretty much what you're saying. When you say, when we get the accusation thrown at us about being racist, because we're speaking out against injustice. We're speaking out against something, we're telling the truth, and we're speaking out against something that is really happening in this country. We're speaking out against the injustices. We're not speaking hate. We're speaking about the injustice that's committed against our people on a daily basis. We're telling the truth about it. And because we're telling the truth about it and we're speaking out against it and we're telling the truth about it, why we got to be a racist? First of all, do black people have the power to stop white people from getting a job? We don't have that power, and I'm going to tell you why. We don't own anything. Our people don't own anything. We don't have a large infrastructure all over the country. on a mass level to where other races of people have to ask us for a job. We're not in a position where other people or races have to come ask, have to, not saying once, have to come to us and ask us for a job. We don't have that kind of power. Our people don't have that kind of power. And because we don't have that kind of power, we don't have the power to be racist against you. Because that's what a lot of racism is. Okay? We don't own major corporations on a mass level. Our people don't. And because we don't have the power to be racist against you. We don't have the power. We simply do not have the power. Because that's what a lot of what racism is. It's having the power to take jobs away, take away opportunities, take away someone's freedom. That's what a lot of what racism is. And let's face facts, black people don't have the power to do that. We don't. So how is it, you tell me, how is it that we're racist? Being racist goes a whole lot deeper than just an opinion. It goes a whole lot deeper than just a feeling. If a black person says, well, I don't like white people, that's not being racist, that's being prejudiced. There's a difference between being prejudiced and being racist. Huge difference. They can't say, that said black person says, I don't like white people, but do that black person have the power to take away jobs and opportunities away from white people because they don't like them? They don't. They don't have the power to do that. If in fact, they had the power to do that, then yeah, it would be fair to say that they are in fact a racist. But in most cases, 9 times out of 10, black people don't have that power. We don't have that power on a mass level to take away opportunities from anyone. Now you can say all you want that, what about affirmative action? Well, as I've explained in my other video, white women benefit more from affirmative action than black people do because they are considered a minority. For the most part, black people really don't benefit from affirmative action that much. And affirmative action is not being enforced. They don't have affirmative action police to see to it that black people are getting all these jobs that a lot of people claim we're getting. When decades and decades and decades, statistically, the unemployment rate has always been high for black people statistically. Hey, the employment rate, last time the employment rate was low for black people was in slavery, in indentured servitude. The work was steady then. The work was real steady then. But ever since we were put in a position to where we can compete for the same jobs that white people and other races can compete for, the unemployment level has been high consistently, decade after decade after decade for black people. Okay? So, surely, we're looking at the statistics. Well, that means we can't be taking any jobs away from anybody because statistics says otherwise. Okay? So, our people don't have the power to be racist. Okay? So just merely speaking about injustice and talking about the injustices against our people, that doesn't make us racist. That does make us tired and over dealing with this in 2019. That's what it makes us. But racist? No. But like I said, I get upset when people say that, because when people say that, oh, so you want me to suffer. So in other words, you just want me to suffer. That's how I take that. I don't know about you guys, but that's the way I take it. You just want me to suffer. You want me to suffer. And then you not only want me to suffer, You want me to suffer in silence. Us black people, we're tired of suffering in silence. We're not going to suffer in silence. We're not. We're going to speak the truth. We're going to speak the truth, and like it or not, we're going to speak it. And because it's the truth, and because we deserve justice. We deserve to be treated equal, and we deserve justice in this country just like everybody else. And that's what we deserve, and that's what we speak out against, that of not getting that in 2019. So that's speaking the truth, and that's what Farrakhan does. He speaks the truth, and he educates our black people. But the bottom line, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that they don't want our people to be empowered. Uh, uh, there's a certain amount of money. There's a lot of billions of dollars that are made off of black people for black people being in a position that they are in. And they want black people to stay there. They want us, our people, to stay where we're at. They want us to be complacent to where we're at. They want the employment rate to consistently stay high with our people. They want the poverty level to be high with our people. You know, they want millions of us to be in poverty. They want us, our communities, to continue to suffer and to be in the shape that they're in. They want all those things to continue, so they can continue to have the power. They can continue to make the money. But God forbid if we get empowered. If our people get empowered and our people get educated, God forbid, because we all know that knowledge is power. Our people get knowledge and educated on the mass level and start to take that knowledge and that education and start making changes. Now that's when the real threat comes in. So let's silence them. Let's take them off of Facebook. That's speaking the truth. Take them off of Facebook, even though we have freedom of speech in this country. Let's take them off of Twitter. Let's call it hate speech. While the KKK and the skinheads or whoever can have the right to come on YouTube and spew all this hatred, and Facebook can spew all the hatred they want, but they get to stay on the site. Why is that? But when the black people person wants to speak the truth and wants to educate and empower their people, why are they silenced and then labeled as a racist? It's because there's a lot of money made off of black people being oppressed. It's a lot of money being made, and it's a lot of they benefit, so to speak, off of black people being in the very position that we're in across the board on a mass level, where they're benefiting from that, and they remain at a certain power level of power with us being complacent the way we are. But God forbid if we elevate and get up to their level on a mass level, they don't want that. They don't want that. So let's silence them. Let's silence them. Let's label them the racists and let's silence them. hmm Oh yeah, but yeah, black people speaking the truth and educating our people and empowering our people does not make us racist. But that's the reason why they don't want that. God forbid. You want us to continue to suffer. That's the reason why you don't want to hear the truth. You want us to continue to suffer. And then you want us to suffer in silence. And then you want to keep the power. And you don't want us to have no power. See, the power is going to be for us. It's going to be so we can empower our own people and elevate our own people and get our communities up to where it's supposed to be. And keep the money in our community where it's supposed to be. And not going out, people coming into our community making the money and going back to their communities. See, that's what the power is for. But of course, like I say, that's not wanted. They don't want that. They want to keep that power, and they want to keep them coins coming in from our people. So let's silence them. We don't dare want them to be educated. We don't want them to have no empowerment. So I seen that where they said that they kicked Farrakhan off Facebook, and now they're trying to kick him off of Twitter. It's like every time a black person wants to speak the truth and get up there and speak the truth, they want to silence them. If not one way, they'll do it another. But black people speaking the truth and trying to educate their people and empower their people is not racist. He never bashes white people, never. But he's trying to educate our people. He's trying to empower our people. God forbid if he tries to do that and he succeeds. We can't let that happen. Now, you know I keep it 100 on here and I don't sugarcoat. Let me know what you think in the comments section. I got some more interesting video topics coming up. This is Sweet June.